Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Drinks with the Band, the season 2 finale. My name is Chris Denman. I'm live in St. Louis, Missouri at Midcoast Media. My guy, E.T., 2 seasons in. He's a U.S. ambassador for Jack Daniels. He's live in Los Angeles. E.T., great to see you. Huge show tonight. Marcus King joining for a rock out session. How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty excited. I can't believe, A, it's season 2 finale, and B, that we get to rock out with Marcus King and the band.
This is incredible. He's got some folks joining him. This will be a special night, so very excited about that. If you're new to the show, we do this each and every Wednesday. This is the end of season 2. We've had a heck of a run these past 2 seasons. Looking forward to season 3. We'll have more on that as the show goes on and in the coming, I would say, weeks as well. E.T., tonight, let's get down to business. Here's how it goes. We make a cocktail. We give some prizes away. We hang out. People, if you hit share, you can win prizes. We've also got special, Jack Daniels prizes that can be had for specific tasks, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We got a lot to get to. First and foremost, thank you for being here. Thank you for kicking ass. And thanks to Jack Daniels for making this possible. Also, thanks to our friends at the Kranzberg Arts Foundation, as well as our friends at Music Record Shop, St. Louis Counseling Services, and Snappy Bigman Coffee. We'll tell you about Music Record Shop. There's going to be a QR code that'll play. It's a video file throughout the show. You can get exclusive Marcus King vinyl. Be sure to go there. They made vinyl available just for this show, so be sure to support a small business and support Marcus directly. Tonight, we've got drinks. We also have announcements, all kinds of fun. I don't know if you noticed, little custom gear. See this?
You know, I did see it. It's so funny because I get my mail every day. You know, like I do go to the mailbox and check it and check for packages. And you know what I didn't see? A package addressed to me from you with a shirt like that.
Here's the deal. We've sent you 2 shirts during this whole season. Neither have made it. We're going to make a special delivery with all, because we've got this shirt that I'm sporting. And also shout out to our engineers, Key and Ryan, making things happen. Ryan, if you would, let's show the goods. E.T., you're getting a few of these. And people, this is available, buyjack.com/drinks with the band. Check this out. We got the season 1 colors, and you got the lineup on the back there. Season 2 as well. Then you got the black and white available, and a can cooler. So if you want to get some of those, what's the Jack Honey can that we had last season?
Yeah, the honey coolers. Lemonade.
Yeah,
lemonade. Yeah.
Sip on that.
But
and
back up really quick. Did you just say to me the shirts stickers in the mail? Is that what you just said? The shirts in the mail?
No. We just finished the design on these, so you're getting the full collection. You've had 2 shirts sent to you this season that have not made it to you. So I don't trust your neighborhood. Number one, Studio City's pretty dodgy. Got to watch that. But you can get these at buyjack.com/two funny mamas. That's a different show I'm on. They'd be very different. Sherry Shepard and Kim Whitley popping up on there. The buyjack.com/drinks with the band. You can get gear, and a percentage will go to support Life Creative, a wonderful, wonderful music and arts-based I can't talk tonight. Nonprofit right here in Ferguson, just outside of St. Louis, ran by Brian Owens, season 1 guest. So, E.T., we've got a lot to get to. We've got gear to talk about. Let's start with a drink, though, man. What are we making tonight and why?
Let's do it. So, we're making a drink called Black Hat. And as you can see, it's a 2-ingredient drink. Now, if you recall from your younger days, and maybe you weren't young in the 70s, but there was a popular drink called The Godfather, right? And The Godfather was also 2 ingredients, Scotch and Amaretto. So I decided, hey, why should they be the only 2-ingredient drink that gets any love in the world? So I made a whole Godfather collection, and the Black Hat is part of that Godfather collection, 2-ingredient cocktails. Now, you say, why tonight? Why on this night did you bust out? Yeah. Because, funny that you asked, I'm glad that you asked, actually, my own godfather, Mark Kaiser, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, grew up since grade school with my father and tomorrow is his 80th birthday. So I thought it would be appropriate to bust out a drink from my Godfather collection for my Godfather.
Wow. Well, I'm
I
excited.
know what
to
you're
see this.
asking. If he's going to be 80 tomorrow, how old are you? I'm like, well, I got born very late, so I'm much younger than you think if you do the math.
Okay, I gotcha. I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
Well, you're eternally young, and Los Angeles will do that. Los Angeles is easy on people. So, start us off, man. Let's see the bar. Oh, again, season 2 finale. I love seeing the spread at the ET household. Let's check it out and get this drink started.
All right. So, as mentioned, it's a 2-ingredient cocktail. First ingredient, we're going to use Old Number 7 Jack Daniels, 1 ounce. I'm going to pour that right in our glass here. Make sure we get every last drop. Second ingredient is an Amaro, a little aperitif. This one is a artichoke Amaro called Chinar. So we're going to pour an ounce of that in. It's going to sweeten it up, also give a little bitter note there. And now all we have to do, add a little bit of ice. Give it a little stir. Make sure that the Jack and the Amaro play nice in the glass. And then a little lemon squeezer. Make sure the yellow is facing your drink. Give it a little squeeze. Get those oils. And there you have the Black Hat. First drink debuting from the Godfather collection for my Godfather, Mark Kaiser, turns 80 tomorrow.
I'm proud of you, and I'm hoping one day that I can. I had to spice this up a little bit.
Nice. I like it.
I'm hoping one day I can get a drink named after me. Cheers to your Godfather. Cheers to Marcus, and everybody will be cheersing all night. It's a finale, people.
Cheers.
I put my my Dirty Sue cherry in as well.
I like how you've evolved so much. You're now doing riffs on drinks. You're not even doing them to spec. You're just saying, putting my own little spin on it.
The expert.
I like it.
He has it. So
the teacher becomes the master. Is that what's happening?
Basically.
I mean, the student becomes the master. That's the way it goes.
Yes, absolutely. So if you're tuning in, we got Marcus King tonight. We've got prizes to give away. Real quick, if you hit share, make sure that you do that. You get some other people involved, but you can win a Marcus King T-shirt. Thanks to Jack Daniels. We'll grab a T-shirt from the merch store, and we'll hook you up. One of you is going to win. Also, we're going to hook it up tonight. If you hit share, we're going to pick a couple of different people that'll win. So you can win the Marcus King T-shirt, and then you can also I'll make a little Drinks with the Band T-shirt giveaway now that we've got the merch. And I'm sure I already said it, probably forgot it. I don't know. If you buy something from the Drinks with the Band store, we'll throw in a free sticker if it includes a T-shirt with your order. So look at that. That's deals all around. It's what a night. Celebrating.
You do deserve a drink. Look at you. You're just a very giving man.
Yep, that's how I work.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to you. Do we have a picture of that Marcus King T-shirt? We're working on that. Yeah, we'll get to it. Also, tonight with the Godfather drink, I'm guessing that has something to do with the... I saw this prize. I looked this up. This is no joke. So people get ready for this. What's the prize tonight?
Well, I figured it's the end. It's the season 2 finale, so we should go out with a bang, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not go out with a bang? And Olsen, Jack Daniels speaker. See what I did there? Thank you.
You know, I deal with comedians all week long. I come back and I have to listen to this hack.
Not every joke lands. You know what I mean? You got to break
Many
a few
don't.
eggs to make it.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
This is the prize tonight. This is a serious prize.
Yeah, it's a Bang & Olufsen Bluetooth speaker to rock out your Marcus King album if you win it, or just plug it into your whatever device you're using and let that thing rock you out.
That's awesome. And we've got, here's the T-shirt. If you hit share, you're entered to win that. We've got we've got the Kick-Ass prize as well. I believe we have a Music Record Shop QR code that you guys, if you scan it, it'll take you directly to the special shop where you can get that vinyl, and it'll be playing throughout the show. It'll be popping up just like that. Scan it, hit the link, and rock it out. All right, so what's the task for this prize tonight?
So in keeping with the Godfather theme, I'll go back a few years. You know when you meet girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other. You start
It's
feeling
been a
each
while,
other
man.
out.
It's
Right?
been a long quarantine.
But
Sorry, go
you
ahead.
get to know each other, right? You ask some questions. You start seeing what we have in common, what we don't, what works, what doesn't work, and there's red flags, right? There can be red flags. So the first red flag that popped up when I met my wife, she's never seen The Godfather.
Mm.
So
What does your wife do for a living?
right, she's an actor. She's never seen one of the greatest movies ever made. But it keeps her fresh. She doesn't rely on what other people have done. It's just all.
I get it. You interview somebody famous, you don't go watch their work. You want it to come fresh. I get it.
Yeah. So, but I have to decide it's a red flag or it's a deal breaker, right? So I chose it to be a red flag and let it fly in the wind for a little bit and moved on, and nothing really else shouted out run. So I stayed, but it made me think, if the not seeing The Godfather had been a deal breaker, that would be my deal breaker right now. But what is your deal breaker? Throw it in the chat. What is something that you would say, I'm out? And in the comments, I'm out. Like, I hate puppies or something like that. What would someone say or do that you would just be like, this relationship's over? It's doomed.
I'll say this: it changes as you get older because you get more flexible on certain things. It's like when you're younger, you're like, ugh, they do, their parents are divorced or something stupid, something just dumb. They're like, I can't have that, or they did this, or they didn't play a sport in high school. I mean, that's what you told me that yours was. But no, as you get older, they change, and it's so funny. Like, you'll start overlooking certain things, but then you do have those moments where you're like, if somebody told me they had a burnt, like they were not, they hated dogs, but they were amazing. Like, what a red flag. Like, it's fine if you don't want them.
A deal breaker. Yeah,
I think it
it's
is
a deal breaker.
because to me at this point, I think what's going on with you? Are you okay? And you don't have to have dogs. If you have some kind of a weird burning passion against dogs, like that's kind of that's more than it's a burning flag.
I don't even like them when they come near me. I'd be like, all right, you know what? We can save each other both a lot of time right here. Why don't we just get this to go and let's just part friends.
Right. So let us know in the comments what's your deal breaker, and that'll enter you to win the speaker. And ET always hooks it up with additional prizes, and we will hook you guys up. If you hit share, you can win that Marcus King T-shirt, as well as a bonus Drinks with the Band giveaway. We'll hook somebody up with a T-shirt, probably a can cooler, and I don't think we saw the second part of that. We've got hats and stickers available as well. Look at this. Engineers are working overtime tonight. We got a lot going on.
You're saying that whoever gets the win tonight will be the first Drinks with the Band viewer to ever get Drinks with the Band swag.
Yeah. Unless people are just furiously ordering right now, and that's Drinks with
from
the
you,
Band.
not from the website, from you.
Right.
Personally.
Just from me personally, this will be the first, so it'll be cool. And we'll drop that link in the comments, buyjack.com/Drinks with the Band. And man, a lot going on tonight. So let's go over this real quick. We had a bunch of prize winners. I've got a few photos to share. You've been hooking people up. Bands, we've been hooking them up with band T-shirts. This is what this show is all about. We're finishing season 2. It's been super successful, so we want to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in. All the artists have been amazing. We're able to pay the artists, so that's very cool. And even just the merch store buys, and now Music Record Shop is involved. They're selling vinyl now, so very excited, and hope to have more news on season 3 before too long. But let's check out some winners from this year. Not all of them, but here's a few highlights of some of the winners. Lucero Show, our biggest to date. The Jack Daniels Rye backpack, big hook up there. You can just scroll through them, Ryan. That's great. The War and Treaty T-shirt, very nice. I wonder if they're going to get a Grammy this year. I know they performed last year at the Grammys. Had the Jack Daniels pullover. Check it out. Nice. Very nice. What else do we have here? I believe there's, what is this, one more? And shout out to Olas. He's got some, he made us a custom hot sauce as well. One only made it to St. Louis, and I don't have any to share, so we're going to have to get you your own custom. But,
it's becoming a theme tonight where you just tell me all the cool things you have. And
as you sit on a pile of like Frank Sinatra signed records. So You've got a lot going on, so we're going to keep promoting this, all this good stuff. We've had another person that's been integral to this amazing show, among a larger team, the folks at Midcoast Media, my business partners, all the people at Jack Daniels, Brown Foreman, all the engineers have been amazing. Our friend Katie Tupin. If you guys are tuned in, you know her. She was formerly in a band called Houndmouth. She's a solo artist now. She books the show. She is a huge part of this. Great friend of ours now. And man, couldn't be where we are without her. And she has some big news. And we'll just go ahead and throw to a clip. Check this out, E.T.
All right, lift off and the clock is starting.
Silent night and twinkle, twinkle. These were...
What do you think
Look at
that's
that.
for? That's right. March 3rd, new music video dropping, man.
Oh, I thought she was going to the moon.
No. She's been sober for a while. This is cool.
Makes more sense now. I get it.
No, that's just a little clip. You can go follow Katie on Instagram and check it out March 3rd. Love Katie. She hooked us up with Marcus and all the wonderful people that she has brought on. So big thanks to Katie. So we're just promoing
Thank you.
all day long. Anything stick out to you for season 2?
It's that's a really tough question. It's so many people that you either get reacquainted with or get turned on to, and it's just like just when you think there's no good music out there, and we have 16 bands all season, and we're like, holy shit, there's a ton of great music out there.
Right. It's incredible. And it has stuck. That's something in its own. A friend asked me the other day, they're like, you're not interviewing as many comics weekly or whatever. It was doing musicians every week. It's like, what's the difference? I'm like, I don't know. All I know is everybody's cool. Like that's my takeaway. That's my big, interesting takeaway. Everybody's been super cool. I have no doubt Marcus will have fun with us tonight as well. So very excited to chat with him here in a bit. Couple other pieces of business. As far as your other podcast that you've launched, you went from 0 podcasts for the 29 years you've been on the planet to
Right.
2 in the last 6 months. What's up with Rock on the Rocks? You got your own YouTube channel, all that good stuff. What's happening?
Yeah, so it's been good. We just had our 3rd episode last week. Artist and album cover designer and music poster designer Kai Aarons did Dolly Parton, Glenn Campbell, Queens of the Stone Age. And next week, an old regular of mine from Bar I used to run in LA is going to be a guest. Matt Sorum of the Cult and Guns N' Roses and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is going to be a guest on Rock on the Rocks. So really excited about that. And if you want to learn more, make sure you tune in. We'll announce all the links on my Instagram at Superhype LLC. Or you can just go to YouTube and find Rock on the Rocks podcast with Matt Sorum, and that'll be next Thursday.
That's the drummer from Guns N' Roses. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is your life. I guess being the U.S. ambassador for Jack Daniels wasn't enough. Okay, we get it.
Well, look, I met him. He was a regular at the bar and just a cool guy. And I mean, you just say to yourself, why wouldn't he be? He's a drummer for Guns N' Roses, but things can go either way. And he just was one of those guys that would come in and was really friendly and nice to everybody. And through certain circumstances, we've got to stay in touch. And I can't wait to hear some of his stories. I mean, before Guns N' Roses, he did so much. So it's just like he's had a great life so far.
Beautiful. I'm going to remind everybody, hit share. We'll give away prizes after. We've got the Marcus King giveaway. We've got the Drinks of the Band merch giveaway. We've got the Jack Daniels giveaway. Let us know what your deal breaker is in a relationship in the comments. And man, follow us all, man, at Denman, at Superhype LLC. We're going to have announcements for season 3, hopefully sooner than later. So very excited about that. We'll put out lineups and all that good stuff. E.T., we brag about our moms tuning in all the time. What's happening in Philly soon?
Well, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, my mom, Judy, hey Jude, this week, February 27th is her big birthday. So I just wanted to tell you from myself and Chris and everyone that drinks with the band, we love you. We love that you watch the show every week, and you're my favorite mom. Cheers.
All right, buddy. Happy birthday, Judy. All right. All right. E.T., you ready to meet Marcus and the band?
Yeah, man. Can't wait.
Let's do it. All right. Marcus King joins Drinks with the Band live from an undisclosed location in Nashville. What's up, Marcus? Good to see you, man.
What's up, man? Good to see you.
I'm happy that you're jumping on. It's you're the closer for the end of the season. I'm sure you're familiar with what that means. It's a huge honor. Screw Fallon. I know you just did the Tonight Show. I know you've done a lot of cool things, but you're closing out season 2 of Drinks with the Band, and I need you to focus and be ready tonight. Okay?
Well, we couldn't drink on Fallon, so.
Yeah.
Hey,
we don't have rules here. We don't have the budget, so we don't have the rules.
Marcus, this is my buddy. This is my boy E.T. He's the U.S. ambassador for Jack Daniels. Cheers, you guys, to a great second season. Ready to party with you and the band, Marcus. And I don't know, real quick, E.T., I know you're going to hang out for a bit. Here, everybody, cheers. Now, Marcus, who's joining you tonight, man?
So this is my drummer from the Marcus King Band, Jack Ryan.
What's up, Jack?
And
Looking good.
Guitar from Greenville, South Carolina, David Catelius from the Shady Recruits.
What's up, David?
On the electric piano and the clavinet, that's Peter Levin.
Clavinet, nice.
And from Washington, D.C.
What's up, fellas?
Hammond organ is Marcus White from the Shady Recruits.
Nice to see you, Marcus.
We're actually here at we're here at Showcat Sound outside of Nashville. It's one of our favorite studios in town, and we're cutting some music, and we're quarantining together, and we're snowed in together, and now we're drinking and making some music together.
Well, you sound good. Yeah, you guys look great. Real quick, the camera's moving. Is there somebody behind the camera too tonight? What's going on?
Yeah, there he is, and I'm going to introduce you now. There she is.
What up?
Hey.
Welcome.
The camera lady and my lady.
She's welcome here at Drinks with the Band. E.T., I know you're a fan of Marcus, and you're excited to be here. Is this a proper way to close out season 2?
Yeah. First of all, it's a very proper way to close it out, but also it's for like a week I've been going down this YouTube rabbit hole of you and your band's videos, and so I appreciate that. Thanks for that. But there is one video, man, that you guys did in Tennessee. It's like a 14-minute version of The Well mashed together with War Pigs. Man, is that badass.
Thanks, man.
That is badass.
That's something we've done that from time to time. I mean, you just can't go wrong with War Pigs, and it just it makes every movie you see badass, every TV show. It just makes everything badass. So I mean,
yeah, it really does. You guys crushed it, and it's like you're going.
This is great.
Yeah, no, but it's every time I think you guys are done and it's going to mellow out, you take it a step further. I'm like, damn, it's fucking good.
Oh man. Well, thanks. I appreciate you watching.
They do it right. And if you guys are just tuning in, I'm sure you're appreciating Marcus. And we've got the cocktail rocking here on Drinks with the Band. I do want to remind you, hit share. You're entered to win one of Marcus's T-shirts. We'll hook you up. And that's thanks to our friends at Jack Daniels for making that happen. And you can get the T-shirt. Again, just hit share. You're entered to win. We'll make that happen. And then that QR code, again, Music Record Shop, you get Marcus's vinyl through them. Support a small business. Support Marcus directly. So, Marcus, it's awesome to meet everybody. I'm not going to lie, the people in the comments are probably here for a little bit more of you all than they are of our witty banter. So if you want to kick things off, man, I'd love to hear your first song.
Yeah, this is a tune off of El Dorado. It's called One Day She's Here. It goes like this.
Sold his pimp across the hill. One day here, but the next you gone. Didn't even get to hear me sing my song. Had her for a minute, but she slipped away. Sadder than a wedding on a rainy day. One day here, but the next you gone. Stayed too long enough to turn me on. She disappeared just like the dawn. One day she's here, the next she's gone. I'll find another one like her. The only thing that I know for sure, one day here, but the next you gone. She the kind of light that keep moving on, yeah. She disappeared just like the dawn. One day she's here, the next she's gone. Oh, she disappeared just like the dawn. One day she's here, the next she's gone. She disappeared just like the dawn. Oh, one day she's here, Lord, next she gone. Oh, she gone, gone. Let's stay right here. All right.
Marcus King, everybody. My goodness. And the band behind you. Wonderful job, guys. Cheers, everybody. E.T., what do you think of the full band performance?
Yeah, man. A little speechless. I can't believe how good they sound on this platform. It's such a weird platform, and they rocking it.
Yeah, shout out to Braden at the in the engineering booth, and you guys you're killing it. You're so well put together, and the timing's just dead on. I can't imagine you guys have been playing as a full band that much during this whole mess, have you?
Well, truth be told, this isn't even a band. This is my drummer, so obviously he knows the parts, and he's a bad mother. Can I say bad motherfucker on here?
Say it twice.
Yes, I do.
Sure, say bad motherfucker on here. All right, he's a bad motherfucker. So Jack Ryan, and he's been with me since day one, and I'm actually here with his side project right now, the Shady Recruits, and we're doing a record here at Showcat Sound. So it just so happened that they were able to back me up. So this is the first time that these 5 guys have ever played together. I told them these are the songs we're gonna do for Drinks with the Band, and they learned them, and that's the first time we ever played that song together in its entirety. So I'm glad it sounded okay.
Yeah, it sounded like you guys have been on tour for the past 6 months.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
Like you guys were so tight and so good. Like E.T., I half thought that like Marcus was going to shoot a death stare at somebody for like, like maybe they weren't putting their laundry away right on the bus or something, like that they'd been together that much that they would still get to keep playing.
Well, I heard him before when you guys were sound checking. I heard someone say something like, "We haven't played a show in a while." And then they kicked into that, and I'm like, it doesn't sound like they haven't played a show together ever. It sounded like,
not ever.
That was already.
It was never collectively, and none of us in a while have played a live show. But it's funny you mentioned that. We did have a saxophone player at one point that kept his dirty socks where we were supposed to keep food storage on the bus. Those saxophone players, you got to look out for them.
Well, now we know why you had a saxophone player and no longer do.
Yeah, we got a new saxophone player.
only wears Crocs and flip flops. Exactly, that's a rule in the Marcus King band. Wow, no, it's incredible. And you said you've been hunkering down, quarantining together outside of Nashville. I know you guys had some bad weather last week, not fun to deal with. As far as creating new music or whatever else, are you producing Jack's record? Like, what's going on there?
Yeah, I actually am. This is my debut as a producer, and I wanted it to be with Jack's solo project, the Shady Recruits. They've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years, almost as long as Marcus King Band has been, on the road. And Jack, if you can speak loudly, just tell us in a few words how you feel about my production style.
About your production style?
Yeah.
This production style is wonderful. No, we've been having a lot of fun. It's just been, it's just
It's not the word I thought you picked.
Bass player and the keyboard player, so it's been a lot of, us kind of finding our sound and whatever. And, Marcus has a lot of keyboards here, so we've got a lot of things to work with. It's great.
I can't tell
the
if
bass player and the keyboard player.
This is amazing. That's what it looks like in the booth of an organ player at a stadium. That's what their little hatch looks like. Now, I'm curious, Marcus, are you a bigger fan of Jack's beard or that shirt he's wearing? I'm a fan of both.
Oh man, the shirt's great. Did you get that at a photo shoot?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think that may have been picked out for him, but for the Carolina Confessions photo shoot by a professional.
Yeah, a professional picked this up.
The beard he did on his own.
I'm proud of you, Jack.
Yeah, it works well together.
Marcus, I'm curious, you got to do, or you were a part of, I guess, Fallon recently. What was that, like a month ago?
Yeah, I guess about a month ago, right?
Yeah, it is. And you've accomplished a lot in a short amount of time, or it seems short to the rest of us. I know you've been at it for a little bit, but is something like doing Fallon, I mean, do you stop and enjoy that? Is it another gig? I'm sure you're appreciative, but what's it like getting in and rocking out on just a classic form of television like that?
Man, I mean, I look forward to the next one because, with the current circumstances, we did it remotely and we did it from Nashville, and we weren't able to go and be in the studio, and we weren't able to meet Jimmy. I know he's come out to see us play before with our buddy Peter Shapiro up in New York, and I know he's just a real sweet dude, and we were looking forward to meeting him and all that, so we hope to do it again in the future. But to be on that program and to be on the Tonight Show, that's just, I grew up watching the Tonight Show on summer nights with my grandfather and my dad, and that's when Leno was doing it, and me and my dad were really happy when we saw Fallon got the gig, and really liked what he did with the show, and still really love it. So we'll come back anytime if you're watching, Jimmy.
He is. I'm sure he's tuned in. He doesn't always comment.
He loves the show. He loves it.
Yeah.
The hey, you bring up your dad and your grandpa. They both play guitar too, right?
Yeah, my grandfather, he was kind of the one that started us all off on that path. My great grandfather played fiddle, Morris, and my grandfather plays guitar, or he played guitar. He's passed away now about 10 years, but he had his guitar Big Red, and we actually have a Big Red replica coming out April 20th.
Oh wow, that's cool!
Congratulations!
That out, so thank you. Cheers to that. So we're really
Yeah, man,
excited
that's
about
awesome way to
that.
honor.
Yeah, man, my dad's a rock and roll guitar player through and through. Still just rocking and rolling at 68 years old, still rocking and rolling.
That's
Great, man. Good for him.
That's
Good
incredible.
for you to have that together too, to have that experience with everyone being a musical family.
Oh, man, it's great because more so than them telling you what you should do, they tell you what you shouldn't do and who you should run far away from.
Obviously, your dad's a fan of the show, so I'm glad he gave his blessing to come on Drinks with the Band. That's for sure.
That's right.
Have you
We're all of age now, they didn't care.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a little less to worry about, I'm sure. Now, do you take your dad out on the road ever? Would you consider taking him out for some bigger shows or just having him be part of the experience?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I always had the idea that once we got to an opportunity where my family and I, you know, the woman behind the camera here and my dogs and all of us could have our own bus. We have a crew bus and we have a bus for the band, so everybody's comfortable. And we're always going to have a Marvin King bunk set aside so he can come on the road and just be on the road to give us general Marv sage wisdom advice. And that's coming. That day is coming. COVID kind of put a damper on those plans and that trajectory, but we're really looking forward to the days when, because you know when we go on the road we have 6 guys and we got 4 crew, so that bus gets really crowded and really smelly really quick. So once we move to our, you know, couple of buses, we'll bring Marv out with us so he's cozy, and we do bring him out on some of the larger gigs, and he comes and jams with us, and you know that's his amp behind me that he actually gave me. That's what he grew up just fucking.
That is
wailing through.
fantastic.
So,
Yes.
So we bring him out and he jams through that every now and again.
Shout out to
cool.
Marv. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you ET? Are you sticking around, or what are we doing here?
I think we're doing another song. Is that what's coming up next?
Oh, we got another song. ET's going to stick around. Marcus and the fellas out in Nashville. Marcus, you up for another one?
Oh yeah, man. We'll play all night.
Okay. Careful. I'll hold you to it. Marcus King, everybody. Take it on, man.
Yeah, it's another one off Eldorado. It's called Break. How's this one start? Oh. Yeah. You got it, David. I'll do it. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know, darling, whose name you're calling. Don't you mistake it for me. You're falling apart, but don't let your heart break for nobody but me. me. Hold on in the dark, but don't let your heart break for nobody. Ache for nobody. Break for nobody but me.
Incredible.
So good, so good.
Do you just want to say that? Do you just want to have that planned? We're just going to have a drop. I don't want to say. I just want to sit here, and our engineer Ryan or Key will just play the drop where it's just me saying "incredible" after every song. Wonderful job, fellas, back at the studio. Camera work, exquisite. It's Drinks with the Band. So thank you, everybody who's tuning in. If you're just jumping in on the stream, be sure you can check out, you've got this QR code on the right side. It's an independent record shop here in St. Louis, and they've got direct line. If you use that QR code, you can get Marcus's vinyl. You support a small business in El Dorado. Check it out. Got that album ready for you at the QR code, and get your vinyl. Rock it out, everybody. Well, that is a hell of an album cover, by the way.
Yeah.
E.T., you see that?
Yeah.
Can you give me this?
Awesome.
Can you give me the background on that album cover, Marcus?
So, yeah, man, I mean, the title of the record was stemmed from a lot of different things. So it became, we were going to call the record The Well, and then we were going to call it Young Man's Dream. I was like, that sounds like a really cheesy movie you'd watch on a plane. I was like, I don't want to put that out. So I was like...
More of a fan of Young Man's Dream 2.
Yeah, back in action.
Well, I mean, you know, we just started thinking about the title. I was like, the title just doesn't match the photo. And just all this synchronicity started happening. When the universe speaks, I feel you should listen. And, you know, Haley and I had just moved to Nashville. I found a great deal, like, even with our touring budget, I was able to buy my 1980 Eldorado Cadillac. And that was Dan Auerbach's advice was, don't get an old truck, get an old Cadillac. You'd be thankful that you didn't get an old truck because they break down all the time. So I got the Eldorado, and we strapped it on the back of a Penske. Haley and I came to Nashville, which is kind of like my Eldorado. It's like a city of gold to me, and, you know, just a place where people make hit records, and you can feel the energy buzzing here, so I always wanted to move here. And we finally did. And the guitar I had been separated from in like my teenage years. My family gave it to another family member, and I thought it was definitely pawned or given away or broken or missing at least.
Right.
I was like, I'll never see that guitar again. And it's the first guitar I have memory of. And when my parents heard about that, they tracked it down and they brought it back to me. And Haley, the lady behind the camera here, she's actually the first one that looked in it and realized that it was an Epiphone Eldorado from the 70s.
Are you serious?
And all those things happened, and I was like, damn, we're calling the record Eldorado. Everybody really dug it. And at the time, he had just gotten that 85 Seville, that Cadillac Seville. So we parked those back out in the alley, and I stood in between them in my Manuel suit, and that was the cover.
Well, damn it, you did it. E.T., okay, so while you were playing, I could see E.T., you were kind of making some funny faces, and as handsome as Marcus is, I don't know that you were just enjoying him. You were enjoying his vocals, I'm guessing. You're a big fan of music throughout the years. Anything to critique or bring up?
Critique? No, he rocks.
Kind of need to bring it up.
Yeah, Marcus and the band rock is my critique, but so much soul, and you don't hear a lot of that in singers. You know, when you think of what you guys are doing, and then all of a sudden you open your mouth and there's so much soul, and there's a somebody from way back in the day that you might be too young, but a guy named Terry Reid. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In the
feel
studio,
like
everybody's
Right.
Your guitar and stuff is way different, but you know, he has a lot of like that album River, like a lot of what you're doing right now, it kind of feels like that vibe of just there's more story and emotion behind everything you guys are playing and singing. That it's just cool, and that just kind of came up for me. And you know, it's I don't hear a ton of it these days, and I'm glad that you guys are rocking that.
Man, I appreciate you saying it, and you know that's kind of the thing is I've never had a good poker face, and that's because if I'm playing, it's always going to be I'm going to feel it 100%, or there's no point in doing it, you know. And you know, actually, I had a friend of mine tell me the other day that you know you give 100% of whatever percentage you have when you walk in the door. You know what I mean? If you only got half a tank left, you're going to spend that half a tank left out on the stage. And that really resonated with me because that's what we've always done. And people appreciate those shows, you know. If you got a full tank walking into the venue, you need to leave with an empty tank. But if you got a half tank going in, you know, go ahead and empty out the jar. So that really resonated with me, and that's kind of how I've always approached it. And writing here in this town, I realized very quickly that my poker face is terrible. When someone would pitch a line that I didn't really like, they're like, how about we say this, this, and this? And like, I never realized that my face would just go like, and I didn't realize it until like a good friend of mine, actually, and a phenomenal writer who wrote on this record with us, Pat McLaughlin. I didn't realize that my face had contorted to that ugly, like, and he was like, well, Marcus hates that line, let's move on. And I was like, oh shit, man, I gotta hold the cards closer to the vest. But I do appreciate you saying that, and Terry Reed's amazing, and it's just an honor to be mentioned alongside. But yeah, man, we like to do everything with sincerity and, you know, just realness, you know. And I mean, I think there's a lot of singers out there that are doing it, you know, that are really putting everything they have into it. But just like always, I mean, there's a lot of bullshit out there, and there's a lot of good stuff out there. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we're just overwhelmed with so much stuff now. You have to hunt a little harder.
You do. That's a good point, man. It's a blessing and a curse, because back in the day, you were spoon-fed what somebody else wanted you to hear, and then you hope that you got spoon-fed something good once in a while. Nowadays, you can eat from the buffet from morning till night and never get enough, but it might not be the best food.
Right, it's just like how television sets used to cut off at midnight. Now you got, you know, SoundCloud rappers who don't cut off at midnight. You know, it's just
Right.
it's endless. There's just so many hidden gems out there, and so many phenomenal musicians. And I'm just inspired by people in every genre. I've been working a lot now out in California, and I've just been mixing with a lot of different circles and just really being inspired by people in my age bracket that are, you know, working hard and, you know, loving music and just doing it for the love of music. And it's just a beautiful thing. I feel something strong coming on. I feel like, you know, our generation is going to, you know, do something groundbreaking. I mean, every generation feels that way though, right?
Well, I think you're off to the right start, man. And the fact that you guys are playing for the first time together, right?
Hey, you know what? Cheers. Let's get a screenshot of this real quick.
Well,
Cheers. Oh, well, we'll wait
you
on
gotta need a
Marcus.
refill.
Yeah. No, it's interesting, too, E.T., Marcus. I see a lot of different influences coming in, and I'm curious on, this is good. Let's get the band going, man. They got the reserve rocking. We're gonna have to, when things clear up, we're gonna have to make sure to cheers in person too. Cheers, everybody. Here's the drinks with the band. Marcus, everybody in Nashville.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you
Oh.
guys what I'd really love to have happen. The Jack Daniels T-shirts.
Huh? I know a guy who can make that
Jack
happen.
Daniels logo.
Yeah,
We love
you know,
those.
Here,
Oh, we're still doing
cheers.
cheers.
Yeah, let's cheers, guys. Cheers,
Cheers to
everybody.
the
We
Jack
can make
Daniels
that happen.
logo. And,
Cheers.
yeah, here's a photo of that. Yeah.
E.T., he's the U.S. ambassador for Jack Daniels Live in Los Angeles. Marcus King's in Nashville. I'm Chris Denman in St. Louis. We've got all kinds of fun going on. I'll remind everybody, hit share. You can enter to win that Marcus King t-shirt. We got all kinds of fun stuff happening. Shout out to Music Record Shop. You see the giant QR code that takes you directly to special Marcus vinyl and stuff you can purchase. So support us, support them. Jack Daniels rocking it. E.T. rocking it. E.T., great to have you, buddy. What a great second
man.
season.
End of the second season. Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? With Marcus King, everybody. ET is going to dip out. We're going to have a few more drinks, have some more conversation with Marcus and the fellas. And shout out to Haley behind the camera. Marcus, what's your next song, man?
Man, speaking of Haley behind the camera,
Oh.
I came home one night when we were living in East Nashville, and I had just written. You know, you write about, real life experience, and people have disagreements or whatever, and you have a disagreement, and then you go into a writing session, and she's really loving this story. But you have disagreements, and then you go into a writing session, and you write about it. You use a lot of your real life experience in a writing session. Sometimes I'm known to go too far with that, but I brought the song home, and I was really proud of it. And she was like, "Yeah, it's great." And the next day I was like, you know what, I really have never written a love song, and I wanted to write a love song, and nobody better to write one with than Bobby Wood, who's just one of the most soulful Wurlitzer players in the world. Played piano on Suspicious Minds, co-wrote a fucking huge list of soul ballads, and he and I and Dan Auerbach, they helped me make this song a reality. And this is the first love song I ever wrote, and I wrote it for this girl right here. And
what up, Haley?
wanted to write
Congrats.
something special for her. So I wrote this song for her, and it's called Love Song. Y'all ready? Let's do it.
I wanna write something special for you, something to call your own. Bring it to light in my message to you. I wanna carve it in stone. You've been my rock, you've been my roll, you've been the light in the heart of my soul. Something so sweet, I want you to know I never lived in a love song before. You came around at a time in my life, a time when I lost my mind. But I heard the sound of your voice in the night, and I knew that true love was blind. You've been my rock, you've been my road, you've been the light in the heart of my soul. Something so sweet, I want you to know I've never lived in a love song before. Something so sweet. I want you to know. I never lived in a love song. Something so sweet. I don't want it to go. I never lived in a love song before.
Incredible. Shout out to Haley. Thank you, Haley, for inspiring that. That is just such a great song. And cheers to the fellas that executed perfect here on Drinks with the Band. We're so lucky to be chilling with Marcus King tonight. All the guys at the studio having an absolute blast. Just said bye to ET. We're wrapping season 2. Marcus, I know you said, how long you been in Nashville now?
We've been here, what do you say, Hell? Going on 3 years. Going on 3 years now.
Well, huge shout out to our mutual friend Katie Tupin, who helps book this show. She's an artist herself. Be sure to check her out. But I feel like I'm lucky, man. It's the second season of this. This is our 32nd show, or I'm trying to think, it was 31 artists. I guess we did a holiday special with some repeats with some friends. So over 30 plus shows, and I feel like I got accidentally sat at the cool kids table. Thanks to our friend Katie, and just wanted to say thanks for coming on tonight, man. You're closing it out in style. Everybody's having a good time. So I don't know. Cheers. I'm in the moment. You want to hug or something whenever it's okay? We'll do that.
We'll hug when it's okay, but we'll cheers for now. So cheers.
We'll cheers for now, buddy. That's right. So getting to Nashville, did that feel like a next step? I'm trying to think. You had an album come out in 2016? So from that time to now, how do you feel like, you keep mentioning Dan Auerbach. I need to bring that back up. Is there anything Dan doesn't do? He's given you Cadillac recommendations. Like, how does that happen? The guy seems to be everywhere, and I'm sure he's an inspiration to you. He has to be.
I mean, Dan is like, I don't know, he's such an interesting cat. He's he's very big in the antique furniture world.
Excuse
me?
me?
I get advice from him, and well, he's really into antiquing, right?
Sure.
But like on a really high level. So I'm always asking his advice on like antique stuff and antique furniture, and I'm always looking to, design my studio, similar to his studio. And we're both really into mid-century modern like decor and stuff, and we're both into similar music. So our friendship was kind of an organic thing. But he's just such an interesting human being, you know what I mean?
He has to be, to just the projects he's attached to. And I'm trying to think, Britt Taylor was on in the first season. She had great Dan stories. I feel like every other artist that's in Nashville has a good Dan Auerbach story. I'm trying to think too, like, do you lean on him at all, or is it even that kind of relationship? I mean, his career now, he's in his early 40s. Like, he's accomplished a lot. Like, do you lean on him for any of those I guess words of wisdom for touring, for just dealing with it seems like you're hitting a pace is what I'm getting to, and it feels like he's uniquely qualified to talk about that.
Well, man, I didn't grow up with any big brothers, aside from the 5 big brothers I had on the road with Jack, and the rest of the group, and who kind of taught me, like, no, you shouldn't do that. and obviously the wisdom from my grandfather and my dad. But having people like Dan Auerbach in my life, they always kind of take on like a big brother role. So I always call Dan for advice, and he's just become just a really dear friend, and he's always got really great advice and really good opinions on stuff, and just a really wise cat, and so musically knowledgeable.
Yes, and are you into his music?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy. Like, when I was in high school, I went to this. Everybody else went to like vocational school, like after school, or like during the day you'd go
Yeah,
you
so
know,
you-
weld.
I was about, damn it, you beat me to it. It's like, I grew up in a rural area. I was like, welders, they make great money, man.
Well, I mean, they were just teaching people how to be mechanics and shit, because, that's what they had to offer job-wise in our rural area in Piedmont, South Carolina. But I had the option to go to the Fine Arts Center in Greenville, South Carolina, where I studied with Steve Watson, and I studied jazz theory. And where was I going with this story? Heather, mommy?
You're Dan Auerbach.
Yeah, we're gonna try. Oh yeah, but all the like really hip kids there at the Fine Arts Center, they were really into the Black Keys, and at that point they were like, yeah, man, I was into the Black Keys like before they put out.
No, you weren't.
Before they put out Brothers, like I was real into them. So the fact that those like real hip kids were into them,
Yeah,
didn't make me not listen to them, but it didn't make me like run out and buy their records.
right.
But later in life, on the road, being exposed to Brothers and El Camino, and even that early stuff that they put out off of Columbia, I think,
For sure.
or it may have been Warner Brothers still. But all that early stuff, man, I mean, all of it. It's just all riff oriented. It's all under 4 minutes. It leaves you wanting more. It's just from the jump, you can tell that they're both just phenomenal producers and phenomenal musicians, and it's good to know that they're also phenomenal kudos to them.
Yeah, big kudos to them. I've heard them be interviewed too, and I was like, you can't be interesting too. Like, you're supposed to be dickheads or
Yeah, they're
something.
interesting
No,
as well.
they're super
And they're-
interesting.
They're just very well-rounded guys.
I agree too. I watched them. I'm 36, so when I was like 19, I remember they were playing a 250 person venue in Columbia, Missouri, and like during the college years, and then it felt like overnight. It wasn't. They'd been at it for a little while, but overnight they went from like super like you're talking about, like the hey man, have you heard the Black Keys, to like they were on the freaking like in a commercial for a Honda, like come on, but they're good.
I mean,
is the point of that?
Their artistic integrity, they never sacrificed that. I mean, their music has been on everything, with them still keeping their artistic integrity intact, which I just think is such a phenomenal thing. And we actually know a story about them playing in Ohio, in Columbus, at a ballroom there, and there was another band that was playing upstairs to a sold-out show, and the Black Keys were playing downstairs, and there was maybe like 20 people there, and the band upstairs had offered, like, why don't you guys come, open for us tonight, and you don't have to play for 20 people, and we'll just co-bill. And they were like, no, we're good. We'll go ahead and stick with our, the people that showed up to see us play, we want to play for them. And I just think that's just the greatest story ever.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that's tough to do in that moment too, because if they're playing to 20 people, I mean,
see an opportunity. I mean, it's like, well, they wanted to own what they were doing, and they wanted to be their own people, and the people that showed up to see them play, they wanted to play for them. And I really like that. You play for your fans and not your critics.
So is Dan the career path? Like, if you could write one out, I mean, I'm sure you've got some other folks that you'd love to kind of follow in their footsteps, but integrity, he's got a dynamic skill set, and there's popularity with that too. You don't always get to be the cool kid and make a bunch of money, but he found a way. They hacked it. Is that the path you'd like to go down, or is there a better example?
Well, man, I mean, there's multiple examples, but I mean, Dan Auerbach's a great blueprint. Staying true to yourself, doing what you love to do, and just, being undeniably you at all points.
Sure.
And learning how to grow and to be a better you. That's the idea. I mean, as long as you're maintaining spiritual growth, as well as musical growth, and you're just growing as an individual and as a musician, as a producer or whatever, you're going to continue to put out the best you that you can, and that's the idea. You want just people to get behind that. You want people to be a fan of you, and once they're a fan of you, I mean, hell, I could go out and put a polka record out. I mean, I just want people to support me, and I'll be like, this isn't really my cup of tea, but I really like Marcus, so I'll listen to this polka record, you know, and I'll
Man, come on. Hey, leave polka alone, dude. Come on, man.
Leave polka. I'm sorry. Polka's great.
Yeah, you crossed the line.
My grandmother from Munich, so I've heard.
I was gonna say, right. I was like, I've been to so many German events and heard that, and I hate it so much. I'm also curious too. I guess we probably don't have time to talk about number 2 on your blueprint path, Brooks and Dunn.
Oh, Brooks and Dunn, man. I mean, if I can get into the T-shirt game like them, if I can get into the T-shirt game like Brooks and Dunn,
man, that's it. It's
Brooks
all
and Dunn,
over.
Garth Brooks, like they just knew how to do it, and now like '90s Brooks and Dunn T-shirts are going for like $70, $80 at thrift stores around here.
Son of a bitch.
With you.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I'm for real.
Listen, Marcus, you've been a delight, and it's great you're on, but you don't have to come on and lie, dude. It's cool. You don't have to tell these lies.
I don't want to come on wound, but I'm just saying. Now,
Brooks
the most
and Dunn.
OG thing I've ever seen, Brooks and Dunn put out a greatest hits record, and they didn't sing on it. They had new artists sing on it. I was like, this is the coldest shit I've ever seen. They put out a record, and they brought in artists that they liked that are doing it now to cover their songs, and they produced them. So they are now making royalties off of new versions of the songs that they have already released. I'm like, kudos to y'all.
Right.
Brooks and Dunn, whichever one is which.
Yeah.
I grew up on that shit, and I fucking love it. Like, but I know you ripped off Three Dog Night on
Thank
My
you.
Maria.
Yeah, I was gonna say
We'll talk about that, Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah, we'll bring them on for a special beef episode of Drinks with the Band.
A special beef episode? Yeah, I'm just saying, what's up, Brooks and Dunn? I got beef.
I think their album. How great would it be if they not only outsourced the singing and recording process, but every band just did their version of My Maria. Maria. I think that's the ultimate
Maria.
play.
That's the crazy
Yeah, that's it. 30 versions.
But I'll tell you why I got frustrated with that record was because I actually went and got a haircut for the first time because Haley was out of town and she usually cuts my hair, and I needed
Shout out to Haley
because I had shout out to Haley again. And
this has really become a pro Haley show.
I'm willing to come out on the record and say I'm pro Haley.
I've noticed.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, good. You better be.
Yeah, but I learned about that Brooks and Dunn record, not to harp, or not to go on a Dennis Miller rant here, but
you know who
I learned
Dennis
about
Miller
that record because, yeah, I'm Dennis.
You are an old soul. That's
so
great.
I'm going like, I don't mean to go on a rant here, but I was getting my hair cut, and I
starts
like
using
when we're
big
on
words.
the road,
Yeah.
like we're in New York and shit, you know, like when we're on the road, like every now and again, it's just nice to just the most relaxing thing to do. I mean, short of going to like a spa or like you're out on the West Coast, you can go to like a hot springs or something. You know, you have a day off.
Yeah.
I mean, we like to find these things to do on the road, and they're fairly affordable. I mean, it's not anything crazy, but for me, I just like to get a good shave, like a
That's
good
nice.
hot shave.
Yeah.
And it's just a relaxing thing before the gig. And I found a place that does it here in town, and they insisted on playing that Brooks and Dunn record. So.
Okay. Next time, now you like St. Louis. You're a fan. Your own record is saying you're a fan of St. Louis. The next time you come through and we do something, let's get some cameras. We got our production crew here at Midcoast Media. Let's go. Me and you go get a shave over at Union Barbershop, and it'll be trap music and just the fun stuff, man. No.
Also a fan of Brooks and Dunn. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody to misconstrue my words. I'm a fan of Brooks and Dunn, and actually Scotty Hawkins, God rest his soul, he's passed away now. He was their drummer for years and years, and he's passed away. And he was a mentor of mine growing up from my hometown. So shout out to Scotty Hawkins' family. But yeah, I love Brooks and Dunn, and Aaron Tippin. He's another hometown guy.
When you
yeah.
okay, when you score that coveted first slot on My Maria the Hits Volume 2, I need at least an Instagram tag, motherfucker. Okay.
I'm saying if they called me and they were like, "Hey, we want you to sing My Maria," and I was like, "Yeah," because they're gonna do a Hits Volume 2.
Of course.
They've had like 85 hits.
Right.
There's gonna be 4 volumes of this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they're a monocle machine. It's happening.
Okay. All right. We've got our plan laid out. Marcus King, everybody. Marcus, I don't know if you need to get out of here. We've got another song. If you want to hang out and chat afterwards, we can keep it going, man. You tell me. What's the word? The guy's getting tired? Yeah.
We'll play a tune, and then I'll make another drink, and then...
we'll see where it goes.
jam. Braden. Would you mind making me a drink while we play this tune? St. Louis. Yeah, wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Come on, yeah. Here we go. Can you feel it? I was just a young ambassador on my mama's knee. Son, there's only one thing that set you so free. Wasn't no history where I come from. There wasn't no sleep until the work was done. Papa was a preaching by the fires of hell. Wanna drink of water, better go to the well. The cornerstone judge trying to cut my soul, but the Lord bless me with some rock and roll. But you never can tell. One for the money, to another show. 3 for the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Yeah.
Marcus, let's get to this. So, if you're down, by the way, we're not going to keep you too long. But cheers, everybody! Cheers to the band. Way to kill it on that song the last play. If you guys got a little time, please just tell me if you need to get out of here. Marcus, live shows in the last year. How many have you played?
We went on a couple drive-in shows. Those were pretty fun.
I was curious. We've become good friends with, I guess, just Womack, really, from Future Birds. And I saw you guys played a show with them. What was that, in Atlanta?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It's really funny. We were talking about this show like last night.
Do you know the dudes in Future Birds?
Yeah, super sweet guys. Super sweet guys.
Incredible. I'm just like, I love their newest album. I love a lot of their music, but great dudes too, man.
Mm-hmm. Great. They put on a great show. That particular night was really interesting because it rained.
Oh, interesting. I got to hear this.
Yeah, it rained, so it was really slippery, and it was this whole. It was a lot of things, comedy of errors, as it were. The lightning stopped, which that was the main thing that was keeping us from going, because the socially distant pods were, metal guardrails. So that's a bit of a hazard for the city of Atlanta. And
that's not funny, but you're right. It's comedy of errors. Yeah.
We were kind of under the impression that the show wasn't going to happen, so we may have started a little early.
Had some snacks. I get it.
And I had worked out earlier in the day, so I had my pre-workout supplement, which is like green tea extract. It just gets you really jacked up, ready to work out. So I did a shot of pre-workout because I was like, this is Atlanta, the home of Outkast. So I went on the stage and said, what the fuck is up, Atlanta? We were just really hyped and we were really excited and we had a great show, but they cut us short and I was really angry. But the stage was super slick with the exception of our carpets that we stand on. So I had to kind of like tiptoe from my carpet to the promoter who had just cut us off mid the well. And I was very angry.
Whoa, mid the well?
In cowboy boots, and you can't be angry after that because you look very silly. So I mean, I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
That the rain made me look silly because I never like to be angry.
No, I don't think you do. Your music doesn't suit the angry type. It's the happy, energetic type. Wait a second. They cut you off the well? Did he plan that? He was like, I'm going to show this mother.
No, well, basically, when you have a situation where there's an opener and a headliner, it's usually a situation where the weather dictates. We have a hard curfew of 11, so it's usually like, in our experience, because we've been openers for a long time, it's usually, find the best way to say this. It's usually the opener who gets their set cut.
I see.
And then the headliner plays their full set. But
sure.
With this particular evening in Atlanta, it was kind of the other way around, which is okay. But, getting cut off mid-song, when you haven't played a song live, when you haven't played live in like 8 months.
It's awkward.
It's not a great feeling.
It'll make you heel toe across some carpet. That's what it'll do.
We were kind of frustrated, and that's kind of what happened in that situation. But we were really happy just to be there with the Future Birds, and we hung out with them afterwards. And they're just great guys, good Georgia guys. So shout out to the Future Birds.
Absolutely. Cheers to them, and cheers to you, sir. Now, I'm also curious to. It's probably something you chat about in every interview you do, everything else in the last year. In regards to new music, now you're helping your boy with his album. What about new music for you? A new album? I know you've announced, I guess, a couple Stapleton shows you're doing with Chris Stapleton and Yola. Yola's been catching the scene on fire for a couple years now, but she's great. And Stapleton's obviously a big show. That's in October. What's the plan, or is there a plan right now here, as we said, on a Wednesday night, for what you're pushing forward?
Well, it's hard to say, man. I mean, everybody's got a plan, and then they don't have a plan, and But
Until they get
as far-
punched in the mouth.
You know, my management team and I, we've kind of been going off of the last summer mindset, which is, hey, all the April dates got moved to May. Oh, now they got moved to June. They got moved to July. They got canceled. So we're not holding our breath on a lot of things, but what we are planning on, which is the anniversary of the Marcus King Band, 7 years strong, is in May, and we're planning on taking out 8 years. Yeah, excuse me, 8 years. Jack just informed me, but we're planning on taking everybody out, and you know, we're taking the trio out because we're getting ready to do a trio record here in Nashville, and I'm getting ready to do another solo record, and we're going to take the full band out, and we're going to take the trio out, and we're just going to have a great big time, and that'll probably be in the month of May, and throughout the rest of June, July, August, September, you know, we'll mainly be doing outdoor performances. I mean, there's word of us doing a co-bill, you know, tour with some other friends of ours. I don't know if I can mention or not, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of big things on the horizon, but I think 2022 is going to be our year.
Okay. Listen, and we can tag him in the post if you wanna announce that co-tour with 6ix9ine. I'm down, man. Like, go ahead and put it out there.
Tekashi 6ix9ine and I, you know, we decided now that he's out of jail, we should probably go ahead and do that collaboration.
Right.
That's kind of the idea.
I look forward to, like, I'm a little upset, not completely, because you're playing so well, but that rainbow, the Skittles grill, I'm upset you didn't wear yours tonight, but, you know, maybe another time.
Well, they got the molding wrong, you see.
Got it.
I have very big teeth.
Canines were off?
I have flat canines, actually.
Flat? Mine are sharp.
Yeah. I got flat canines.
Yeah. It's all right, man. You got other good things going for you.
I'm not good for breeding.
I can't tear a steak without a fork and a knife. You'll be okay, I bet.
If you are in Nashville area, go to Jimmy Kelly's for a good steak.
I call it James Kelly's, if that's all right.
I prefer it.
Okay, good. That's what happens.
Ask for Mike. Tell Marcus King and Haley Decatur sent you. Excuse me, Marcus King and Haley King. Tell them they sent you.
Wait a damn minute. Look out.
We'll be married by the time this pandemic's over.
You know what? Can I interview you two at the altar?
Yeah, our plan is, like, I actually wanted to get married during the pandemic because I just want to go to Al Green's church. It'll just be the two of us and,
yes,
you know, Reverend Al Green. And we don't have to invite anybody or hire a caterer. It's just amazing.
No. Yeah, I think
Al
that's
Green,
smart.
if you're listening, I know you're a fan of this show. So
thank you. All right, we'll make that happen. Marcus, you guys have been incredible. You've been so generous with your time. I know people can go follow Real Marcus King on Instagram, Marcus King Band, all those things. Keep up with everything that's going on. Obviously, we're giving away the T-shirt. If you haven't hit share yet, you can still enter to win. Man, ending season 2 real quick, Marcus. We've had a pleasure. Like, I'm trying to think of some of the great people. Season 1, and this has all been within the pandemic, right? So season 2 kicked it off with Brian Fallon from Gaslight Anthem. We've had some highlights of Ben Nichols from Lucero. Our friend Willie Watson, he was in Old Crow Medicine Show. Just had BJ from American Aquarium on. All these great people. Hayes Carl's been on. All kinds of fun times with folks. Really have appreciated this. As far as what you're going to do, or I guess dream show, you got the Stapleton dates lined up. Are you going to do giant shows like that? If you have your druthers, excuse me, giant shows like that, are you going to get out there on the road by yourself? You said you got the May shows, the co-headlining thing. Do you want to make this something that's going to, I guess what I'm looking for is, are you rocketing to that next level on your own, or are you going to keep doing that with other people? It's just really interesting to me to see somebody with your career trajectory have those choices.
That's a great question, and I'll say, you know, we want to get out and we want to do our own shows, but we want to do it safely as possible.
Yeah.
And we don't want to, you know, we just had a lot planned for this year. We had a lot of big ideas, and we wanted to, you know, we're kind of holding back on some of our strategies and some of our plans that we wanted to do, management and myself. And, you know, we're kind of, lack of a better term, we're piggybacking with some some artists that we really love and admire that are, headlining, and we're kind of going out and feeling the water with them, and we're kind of feeling out the scene.
Sure.
And, once it's safe for people to get out there and do their thing, we'll be there. But Haley's just released Salty Nomad swimwear, so I'll mainly be just modeling bikinis. So
If I don't want to shoehorn here, give me a second. Don't interrupt me. Does Haley's swimwear fill in the 6'3.5", 250-pound gentleman from St. Louis? Just asking for
I'm
me.
243 pounds, so it should be fine for you because I've not tried them on yet, but I've looked at them online and they look like they might fit me all right.
Okay.
I mean, we'll be busting out the edges.
That's a good thing in a lot of cultures. Okay.
See?
All right. We'll make that happen.
But Salty Nomad Swim, right? That's the Instagram. Check
Perfect.
it out. It's made for plus-size men.
Marcus,
really.
let's throw it up. We got the new drinks
but
with the
she is
band
actually
gear.
doing a swimwear, but
Come on.
yeah,
You got it.
I might try
Me
some
and you.
on. You never know.
All
It's a
right, we'll
long
make that
pandemic.
happen. And I'm going to send you one of these new drinks with the band T-shirts, or maybe I'll send you one of the season 2 or the season 1 colors. Before I don't know how you want to end this. We can high five digitally. You guys can play another song. I mean, you're all there. I don't care. Do whatever you want to
Yeah,
do.
what we got another tune.
All right, I got a question though, and I'm curious about this. We had the War and Treaty on earlier this year. They have they did the Grammys, and they've got aspirations, and looking at having some other folks on that are doing that. You've got your first Grammy nomination. Does that mean? And I mean this respectfully. What does that mean to somebody that's 24 years old who does have reverence for classics, for doing late night TV shows, for the old music or the 90s music? The Grammys, you can go either way on it. What's it mean to you?
Man, just growing up, just having a Grammy or being nominated for a Grammy, it's just one of those things that just blows me away. Just to know that just doing what I love has allowed, my peers, especially being voted by your peers and your fellow musicians and your fellow producers and all the like. It just means the world to me that we were able to be nominated this year, and we'll see what happens. But even just to be nominated is just means a lot to me.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and it's one of those things where it's like if they don't include someone or they snub someone that you love, you're like, fuck the Grammys. But if they if they do something to somebody you respect, you're really behind it. So I'm excited for you, man, and I hope that turns just even the honor of being a part of it. Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much, and like you said, even just the honor of being mentioned or nominated at all is just a huge deal to me, and I'm very taken aback by it, and wish us luck. We'll see what happens.
Well, I think drinks with the band will probably get you over the hump. So take it away, Marcus.
We all want to play. What else do we know together? David, what else do you know? Oh, we're coming on. Okay, cool. You get to get a really in-depth look. What key you play in? B flat. Alright, let's do it. Here's a good old, who wrote this tune? Joe Zawinul, that's right. Or maybe Pee Wee Ellis. We're kind of on the fence about that one. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 1, 2.
Into season 2, Marcus King and the fellas and the Drinks with the Band live in Nashville. Thanks to ET. Thanks to all the artists. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in for season 2. We're going to be back for season 3 before you know it. Marcus, thank you, sir. Unbelievable.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful job by you and everybody at the studio. We're going to say goodnight. Guys, keep in touch at We Are Live Radio on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. Go follow Marcus as well on Instagram, Facebook, everything. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Season 2, it's a wrap. See you guys.